What's up, guys? T-Rex for House Rules Gaming here, and we back for part 2 of the blog post breakdown. Now, I don't want to waste too much time, so let's just jump right into it, going over Dynasty scheduling and coaching carousel. So 30 years is the new standard for how long you'll be able to run a Dynasty for, which I'm perfectly okay with. I've never been able to get to a 60-year Dynasty, so anybody out there that has, I applaud you, because that's a long commitment to one Dynasty file. Granted, we've had 11 years to do it, but still, I get bored after about year 10. Now, this was a little wrinkle that I was not expecting at all. So, online Dynasties, the user-controlled team limit was 32 users. Offline Dynasties also have a 32 user-controlled team limit now, which is extremely interesting considering how much depth that they added to this mode, knowing that you won't be able to just fly through seasons like you could in the last iteration of the game. But it's already given me a great idea for my House Rules Dynasty series, but you guys will have to check back for that once it goes live. But we got coordinators back, y'all, which was something I was honestly scared that we wouldn't get, but I thought that we would, if that makes any sense. Although I wish they had gone a step further and given us the position coaches, but this is still a win, so I'm super excited about that. Custom conferences are also making a return, with the added ability to change the conference's rules around protected rivalries and opponents, kind of like how the SEC is doing, as well as the conference championship games and how long your conference or how many conference games you play in a year. They also made sure that your annual matchups and rivalries were on the correct dates so that they're played at the same week each year, which that's a level of detail I highly appreciate. I have yet to ever have run into an issue where the game between Ohio State and Michigan was ever moved. So I don't know that that was an issue in the past, but I'm interested to know if you guys have ever seen anything weird like that with other rivalries moving from the dates that they were supposed to be set at. And your schedules in your Dynasty will also include all of the non-conference games that have previously been agreed to. So like how you see those schools scheduling out games for 2032 and so on and so forth, those games will already be represented in the game. We also did get confirmation that they added in week 0, but the stadium that they use in Dublin, Ireland, they don't have the rights to, so it will be held at a different neutral site stadium. But they also took the time to add a bunch of other kickoff games that we normally see as well. So when creating your coach, you're going to have 3 different archetypes to choose from. You have the motivator, the recruiter, and the tactician. Each archetype will have their own strengths and weaknesses across the 11 different skill trees that you have access to. And one thing they did mention is you cannot max out all of your skill trees, which is something that you could do in the older games. But this is so you can figure out what's important to you and build your coach up accordingly. Now, we don't have all the details about it, but what I like about this and how it sounds is that you could have a coach that is known as a tactician, so you get those individual boosts, but manually build up your recruiting skill tree or whatever the other skill trees are to make your coach feel and perform exactly how you want them to. What I'm curious about though is, since we don't have licensed coaches in the game, how they went about setting up these archetypes. Did they model them after some of the real life coaches? Like, for example, on who would be Ryan Day's skill tree, would they have those buffs set up for him being a quarterback guru like he's known as? Or will these all be completely randomly generated? Now, this is something that we have been dying for years, and I'm so thankful that we got it finally. In addition to having the coaching carousel back, they gave us the ability to hire and fire our own staff members. This is huge because too many times I was stuck with another coach that I did not want on my team, but I had no way of getting rid of him. And this is also clutch because now all of these coordinators have their own skill trees. So you can hire a guy that either complements your weaknesses and helps you improve in those areas, or you can hire a coach with the exact same philosophies as you have and get additional boosts on those skills that you have in common. I really like that. That's dope stuff. But with that, they are also giving us the ability to try and poach coaches from other schools, which I'm telling y'all now, in my online dynasty, nobody's coach is safe. If I want them, I'm coming for them. But guys, that ain't even the best part. With that news, they also let us know that each coach has a talent tree of guys that will follow them from school to school. So for an example, if I decide I want to fire my offensive coordinator and bring in a new offensive coordinator from another school, he's going to have players that are linked to him that will transfer to whatever school that he gets a new job at. Meaning that you can see some talent, some of the top talent from that school to help you turn your program around or get you where you need to be. But just like how you can bring in a guy that brings in his own guys, the coaches that you fire also have the potential to take guys with them when they leave. So this adds a whole new element of roster construction and paying attention on who you're bringing in as recruits and who you go after in the transfer portal to make sure that you have zero holes on your roster. It's going to be very interesting to see how this works out. But this is the level of depth that I've been craving in Dynasty mode for a long time. Now, I do a lot of stuff like this with my house rules and my dice roll systems, but to have a lot of these elements built into the game makes that so much nicer that I don't have to worry about adding those things to get that level of immersion and depth that I'm looking for. And that's a wrap, guys, on part 2 of the blog post breakdowns. Now, let me tell y'all, Road to Glory had me lose trust in EA and in this team. But without a doubt, the stuff that we got in Dynasty mode from the coaching carousel and the custom conference perspective has restored that trust tenfold. I understand that this is just year 1 and we're getting a lot of the features that we had plus some in some areas, and we did have to lose some in others. And some of the media guys that went down to the headquarters in Orlando have already been told that they're working on College Football 26, and they know the things that they want to add in that they couldn't add in this iteration of the game. So I trust that they're going to eventually deliver on what we all want to see, but only time will tell. And if the level of effort that they put into Dynasty also gets reflected in the Road to Glory eventually, we truly will have the perfect college football game. So I want you guys to leave down in the comments what you all think about the updates that we got to Dynasty mode in the coaching carousel. And please make sure that you're subscribed so you can take part in the giveaway. The bingo we were doing, although fun, ended up being a no-go with some of the misses that they had. But I'm still going to try to give away some copies, and here's how we're going to do it. If we can get the channel to 500 subscribers, I'll give away 1. But we need to get to 500 before the release of the game. And if we can get the channel up to 1,000, I'll go ahead and give away 2 copies. So again, we'll give away 1 copy at 500 subscribers, and we'll give away 2 at 1,000. So please, for me, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the page, and turn on notifications so you don't have to miss a thing. And check back for part 3. Stay blessed, y'all. I'm out.